Welcome back to our Payday Planning How-To video series. In this video, we're going to cover the process of planning. In our example, we're going to pick up where our first video left off. If you're new to Payday Planning and haven't watched that video, we recommend you watch it first and get your account set up. Now, on to planning. The initial planning screen explains the planning philosophy. In this case, the last payday was August 14th. So we'll be planning to spend the pay from that day, along with any other deposits received during the last pay period. We recommend always starting your plan by entering your deposits. That will give you a feel for how much you have to spend, which PDP will display for you. If you discover later that you missed one, it's no problem. You can add things in any order. To add a deposit, click the plus button on the bottom right of the screen. Choose Add Deposit. Add the description, date, and amount of the deposit. Our first item is the paycheck we received on August 14th. After selecting the date, we'll enter our paycheck amount, which was $701.42. For account, you can select one from the drop-down, or type in the name in the field to create a new account. You can also leave this blank if you don't have different accounts or don't want to track those in Payday Planning. Since this is our first time setting things up, we don't have any accounts yet, so we're going to create a new account. For a name, it is common to use something like checking or credit card, or the name of the bank or credit card company, something like My Bank Checking. It is also possible to connect to the accounts with your bank or credit card company. We'll cover that in another video. The last selection on the screen allows you to set up a deposit that repeats with the same amount on a specific frequency. For most people, setting up repeating deposits doesn't make a lot of sense, as their paycheck amount is slightly different from period to period. We're going to leave this as one time and save the deposit. Now we'll skip forward a bit to where we have all of our deposits entered. You'll notice our plan screen has changed now. We can see the deposits in the list, and at the top, we see a summary of our plan. It says that we have money remaining to plan. Our goal in planning is to get this number to be balanced. So with our deposits set, it's time to start entering expenses. We can start that by clicking the plus button on the bottom right of the screen and choosing Add Expense. You'll notice in the middle of the screen that it says Expense Type. So before we show you how to enter expenses, here's a brief overview of the different types of expenses that Payday Planning allows. For planned expenses, there are 3 different types you can plan. Fixed items are expenses that you have to pay and don't have flexibility on the amount or the date. These are typically your regular bills, such as housing, car payments, cell phone bill, etc. This is also the place to put any subscriptions you have that automatically charge you. Flexible items are expenses that you most likely have to spend, but fluctuate in the timing and amounts. This is typically items like gas for your car or groceries. Optional items are expenses that you want to spend, but can either do without or at least wait until another period. These could be things like a night out or going to a show. Now that you have an idea of what the types are for, let's get back to entering our first expense. For this first expense, we'll enter our car payment. This comes out on the 15th of every month. So we'll enter it on August 15th. Our car payment is $301.23. This will come out of the account we set up for our deposits. It also is a bill we have to pay with no flexibility on the date or amount, so we set it as a fixed item type. Lastly, since this happens every month, we'll pick once a month from the Occurs section. Next month, this item will automatically appear in our plan on September 15th. We'll save that item and return to our plan screen. Notice that PDP has automatically reduced the amount we have left to plan. Now we'll continue to add items and fast forward to the point where we have all of them entered. With all of our expenses entered, the first thing we notice is that the message at the top has changed to tell us we have planned to spend more than our deposits. We'll need to fix this to finish our planning, but before we do that, let's notice a few other things in the plan. First, you can see that we've added another account called Credit Card for our cell phone bill. Next, as we scroll, we can see that we have some flexible items and even one optional item. This is pretty typical for a plan, a mix of fixed, flexible, and optional. Now that we've reviewed that, let's get our plan balanced. Typically, the first place to look when your expenses are above your deposits is at your optional items. We'll open up our Eat Out item and make an adjustment there. We have 2 options for this adjustment. First, we could move the whole expense to a date in our next pay period. We would do this if the amount wasn't flexible and we wanted to try to plan for it again next period. The second option is to adjust the amount of our item. Since we only need to reduce our plan by $10, this is the option we will choose here. We'll change the amount to $40 and save the item. And congratulations! The plan is balanced. This summary screen is a good review of your plan. You're now ready to start tracking your actual spending against this plan. And we'll talk about how to do that in our next video. Thanks for watching!